o'clock, 20 minutes past 8 on this Tuesday morning. Peter featuring Levite with Tuamanguluka. Good morning. Welcome to the morning mix on Informanté Radio.
Tuamanguluka.
Tuamanguluka, yeah.
What does it mean?
We're independent.
We're free. Oh, we are free. Oh, it's that time of the year.
I can hear audio coming from somewhere. Oh, it's from the song.
Oh.
I can hear somebody talking and I'm wondering, what the hell is that? Morning, guys.
Moro.
Hoe gaan het?
Ons is reg.
Reg vir geveg. I see you wearing gloves this morning.
I joke my dog.
Can you please explain your choice?
Listen,
Yeah.
I think we need to come in on a daily basis with something outrageous so that we can see if we can bust the myth around what we are doing.
Yeah.
So that we can discuss this. Now, obviously, yesterday, I went to the pharmacy. I bought a few essentials like vitamin C. And
You found some?
Yeah.
Because the last time I checked, they were sold out.
Yeah. Maria, it came in. The pharmacist at Maromo told me as I came in, Neville, jy's gelukkig. The stock just arrived. So that was around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon I bought that. So, and then I looked and she said, no, she's got a box of gloves. So I bought the box of gloves. So I tried out these gloves now. And now there are certain things about gloves that we need to dispel today in terms of safety. Okay? Because with gloves, you touch everything all day.
Please don't touch the mic.
I've already touched the mic.
Don't touch it again.
Yeah. But I think I'm not going to wear this for too long because we had a debate about this also.
In the morning.
This helps. The help is very limited at this moment in time.
Why is it limited?
No, because I touch all surfaces with the gloves up to a certain extent. If I pick up a piece of biltong now and I eat it while I'm having the glove on, what's the use really of the glove?
So don't touch your face.
I'm not touching my face, but if I eat something that I touch.
For instance,
Are you going to eat something with your gloves? Come on.
You did
That's
mention
what I'm
that you
saying.
just ate your bread and your coffee now with your gloves on.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. My bread was in the brown bag.
Yeah.
So I didn't touch the bread,
with the hands.
with the hands.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I ate it through the brown bag.
Yeah.
So kyk toe net, no, now my face is itchy. Yes, Maria, you need to be quiet, you.
Okay, let me. I want to say this actually, because I was watching a very important video. I'll show it to you guys after the show, from somebody from the WHO. It was a reporter, a doctor, that was advising against this mass hysteria where we, as consumers, are going out in drones and buying gloves and masks. Now, she's saying, she's a doctor. She's saying, firstly, you need to understand, if you're going around and you say everybody's got a mask and you're not wearing a mask and you start panicking, she says, firstly, don't panic, because the masks are twofold, mostly for two reasons. Number one, if you suspect you have the virus, so as to not give it to the next person. And number two is for if you are assisting somebody that you suspect, like let's say a health or emergency unit and staff, that they would have to wear those to protect themselves if they are helping or assisting people that might potentially have the virus. You, Philippus, from wherever, that don't suspect you have coronavirus, and now wearing your mask nicely in your taxi, you're not really helping yourself. Because at the end of the day, if the best way to prevent yourself is, say, keeping a distance, so if somebody were to sneeze or whatever, their droplets don't get onto you.
Yeah.
But in any event, if it gets onto surfaces, and you touch those surfaces, and you don't wash your hands, and you touch your face, that gets into your system. So why do we say wash your hands? Because that's ultimately what it is. But the doctor said something else that's very, very important, what we don't understand in our mass hysteria. Every time we go out and buy gloves and masks, we create a shortage for people that actually need them. The emergency units, the people that actually are working, that do require gloves, and now we've created a shortage. Now clinics, for example, can't get them. Or medical practitioners like private clinics or doctors' offices that are working with these people can't get them because stock is out because of this mass hysteria. So we're actually creating a problem in our panic, So calm down. Still just practice good hygiene. Don't touch your faces. If you wash your hands constantly all the time or use alcohol-based sanitizer. It's really the best way.
As a matter of fact, you actually do touch your face more when you have the mask on, because most people, if you see them, they're constantly adjusting. Stotombiki off. And like that, you're just transferring, if you do have, of course, any of the virus on your hands, or any other bacteria for that matter, because these masks, obviously, they do not fit tight on your face.
Now, I got another conspiracy theory here.
Yes.
Well, first, before you get into it, just to give an update for those that don't know, yesterday the doctor, health minister announced 3 suspected cases that were being tested. So just update on that, they're all negative.
Yeah.
So let's calm down, they're all negative.
Kuma.
No, they are.
Kuma.
Why would it be a Kuma?
I don't think tell us your conspiracy theory.
We had our doctor we had that doctor in this office, Dr.
Yeah,
Samuel. Does it look like
course.
the type that would deliberately hide information
No,
for the
of
sake
course,
of it?
no, of course.
And the Robert Mugabe Clinic is officially going to be the recovery and treatment center now.
Ne?
Yes.
Is it still open, that place?
It was still operating, yes. But now it's there in light of this virus pandemic, rather. So whether if sometimes to isolate or to just treat if you suspect of having a coronavirus, that would be your first stop, unless you can obviously if you have your own doctor or whatever, but that would be a first stop. That would be the clinic. But they're apparently also busy in the process of creating something also at Katutura Hospital.
State hospital.
Yeah. So they seem to be taking serious measures in combating this.
Now, late last night, you must have seen that British actor Idris Elba also tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, Idris Elba was basically slotted to be the next and the first James Bond who's black. So, I personally do think there's a conspiracy theory here, by white Hollywood, to make sure that Idris Elba does not become the James Bond, the first black James Bond.
And Tom Hanks?
Why did he get coronavirus? Who sent him? In the voice of Njarakana. Who sent him?
And Tom Hanks and his wife?
I was telling Belang and Tommy.
The most non-problematic white actor had to get the coronavirus.
Very true.
What does Tom Hanks do to anybody except mind his business?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You guys and your conspiracy theories. Let me rather read some comments. Good morning, Meneer Finis. Good morning from Kaus Stark. Elivi Shinedima. Shines, is this your sister? Where is he? I would like to ask if coronavirus can affect black people.
Yeah, in fact, we've even reported deaths. That's all. Let's not fool ourselves.
Yeah, and Dapewa Puti Buchter saying more mense. David Balomboleni Kamulu also saying good morning. Good morning to you guys. I hope you are all doing well there. Yeah, we are. Okay. Good morning, guys. Don't you find this weird? Fishrod brought the whole nation together singing one voice. Coronavirus brought us together again, but we are divided on corruption. So now we no longer agree on the corruption, but we agree on the corona. I'm not sure I get your premise here. Yeah.
Maybe it sounded better in their head.
Ons is dom. Ons verstaan nie die man.
Rudy say never check your WhatsApp. Ek ken nie, jy word miskien ge-inbox.
Oh, okay. My phone is on charger.
Nakatila Angola never looks funny with the gloves on. Are they supposed to fit that tight, by the way?
No, because this was the only size that they had yesterday.
So to koop jy die kleinste gloves dat jy wil gekry het.
Man, geen net, gee.
Was that in an effort to make us think that your hands are big or what?
Yeah. Donald Trump. There's nothing wrong with his hands.
Oh man! All right, Sepson Hamunyela, you are confusing us. Why people in China, I guess it says chain, where the disease break out. First, they wear masks, including doctors.
Yes, health emergencies.
That's what the message says.
I
It's
know,
just
no,
like that
yeah,
we have to...
yeah. You have to decipher that message.
Guys, look, if you're dealing with sick people, obviously you have to wear protective gear.
That's what
Yeah.
we said.
And that's exactly what we've been saying. And of course, because the outbreak started in Wuhan, it spread... And it took a while before they actually caught on as to... And Wuhan is not Windhoek City, guys. Windhoek is a small village compared to a city like Wuhan. So most of the people that are wearing masks are people who are, suspecting even themselves of being sick.
Yes, and with good cause.
And also, those masks are not meant to be worn the whole day. You wear it, maybe you're going out quickly, you can't go shop to and come terug. So that's when you see most of the people wearing the masks in the third world, not in the third world, in the developed world.
And just to add to it, if you've been to China, Chinese have a culture of wearing masks anyway before the outbreak because of the pollution.
Yeah, because
Yes.
of the pollution.
Yeah,
You're right.
And any time you go to China, I was there last year, October around, and there on the streets, drones and drones of people with masks. It's a habit for them now.
Dude, like their households were even sharing masks. Tell me, who are you protecting? Who are you helping? I go out with a mask, ek kom hier toe dan gee ek hom vir Neville gaan go want toe. It's like yo, ek ken nie meer ek al.
Last night, my brother-in-law calls me because they stay in Commersdal. They had a little bit of an emergency with their daughter, so we came from home to go pick up his daughter, and then we went to Karatura Hospital. The amount of masks and gloves that people wear there at the emergency section of Karatura Hospital, ongevallen. Phew. Guys, I'm telling you, even the security guards, you can see everybody is just on the edge at this moment in time.
Yeah. Here's another interesting question. Like I said yesterday, we have to pay attention to those that don't pay attention. Hi there, you all. Very nice. Why is the government not giving us free gloves and masks as it happens and happening with condoms to stop HIV and AIDS? The government is giving you all the information you need, guys. You just need to keep washing your hands and don't touch your face. The virus is not airborne. If I cough, unless it falls directly on you, it's probably you're going to have to touch the surface where it landed for you to pick it up. So I keep a safe social distance from others, and then just don't be touching things you don't need to be touching, and continuously wash your hands. So even if you do pick up the virus somewhere, before you accidentally touch your face, you have sanitized your hands and you have killed the virus.
Okay, I wanted to share with you guys a very interesting conversation I was having with a friend about this coronavirus, and he said something that, like I said, kind of shook me, but it made sense. He says Tuba. This is because I like to go by Tuba now.
Man, keep on forgetting that name.
He says the Earth is like Mother Nature is flushing the system, right? And you think about it, right? With all these communicable diseases that usually come out, all these communicable diseases, whether it's hepatitis E or Ebola or whatever, the young ones are always the most at risk. Children are usually the most at risk, right, with communicable diseases, because obviously they are they're considered
English
vulnerable.
Is very high again.
All right, they're considered communicable diseases.
Communicable.
That's just regular English, Neville. Your English is just very low.
Communicable.
Yes.
Yes, it's like your
What does
HIV, AIDS,
that
hepatitis E.
Mary, you don't need to explain.
Ebola,
Just go and make
No,
your
we're
point.
having a conversation.
Okay, those type of diseases. all
Okay,
right.
now I know.
All right.
Cool.
So usually, it usually affects the vulnerable, which would be the young ones, right? Coronavirus is almost, scientists almost can't explain why the younger you are, the better your chances of survival, right?
You're a carrier.
So you look at this disease outside of China, this virus outside of China, it's affected Italy the most. Like yesterday alone in Italy, we had the biggest deaths related. It was over in excess of 300.
Yeah.
Which is on one day, over 300 people died of coronavirus in Italy yesterday alone. All right. But if you look at Italy and the makeup, Italy is like 60% elderly, 40% youth. So it's being affected the most because of its demographic makeup, right? And then most of this, if you look at this pandemic, where it started, where it's spreading mostly, it's started in Asia, China specifically, first world country, mass, what do I guess? If you're talking about, what is the environment? When you talk about they always talk about it, like a safe, like let's take care of our environment. What is it? Okay, in any, like when they talk about the environment and the damage we do to it, what is that term? It's always, it's even in the, okay, anyway. When you talk about like the damage that you do.
Yeah.
When you talk about the damages you do to environment, China, Europe, and America are at the top, right? Or the damage to the environment, to the, like global warming, there it is. If you talk about global warming and where it, the effects of that. But it's like, toilet to gaan and flush. It's this. We expect a baby boom soon, right? Can we really afford to have a baby boom if the elderly are not
out of
eliminating themselves, being eliminated? Think about it. No, but really think about it. At the end of this disease, I mean, I don't want to call it a disease. I want to call it a pandemic. At the end of this
sounds
pandemic,
like a purge.
It is a purge. This is what I'm saying, like a flush system. If you have, think about it. If you're my age right now and you have asthma, or you have HIV/AIDS, or you have a weak respiratory system, or anything, you are the most at risk. It's like, it's literally survival of the fittest. Literally. Forget what you want to say. If you are healthy, anything you've done in your life up until this point is really going to matter. If you've been taking care of your health, if that's been at the forefront, if you've been watching what you eat, if you've been taking your meds, when the coronavirus comes, because it will, as they said, they suspect everybody will eventually get coronavirus. It's just about who's going to survive it and who's not. Okay? So your chances of survival really depend on your health.
Yeah.
So if it's like purge, the weaker, the sickly, the vulnerable, the people, you understand? Halakhan. It's terrible, but think about it. At the end of this, we will have quite literally a society, a global society with the fittest, the healthiest people, and the youngest.
Survival of the fittest.
Literally. It's crazy.
It's an interesting notion. Hopefully we will be able to, curb the spread of the virus before it gets that far.
How has this socially impacted your lives with your families at the moment? Because, you know what, I went to my mother yesterday, and for the first time, I literally had to stop myself from greeting my mother. Like, hello, ma.
The family is in Noord, Joe.
Hello, ma. And she was sitting there. We had a chat, blah, blah, blah.
But that's greeting then.
Huh?
Is that not greeting? Saying hello, ma?
No, I mean, it's
so
my mother. I can't
touch-
hug and kiss my
her.
mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you should have been specific.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yo, mugu. So,
Okay, and then-
so as a result, and I'm obviously with my siblings, we're in a WhatsApp group. And we literally spoke about this last night. I said, guys, you know what? Our kids can't. We don't know where you guys are moving around. You don't know where we are moving around. So,
Let's keep each other safe.
begin live stream now with my brothers and sisters. Because kids can't play together anymore. We can't have a normal braai anymore.
Yeah.
I think that the impact on our lives are just...
In what group do you fall? In terms of
Age
ages?
group. My age.
Yeah, your age. What's your old?
I'm 49 this year.
You're 49 this year. So you're 40 to 49 is actually relatively low compared to...
Yeah.
Because 80 plus is the highest. Of
Yeah.
I'm not talking about suspected, I'm talking about deaths. Now, the interesting part of, like, it is like 80 years and higher, the cases are actually few. but the fertility rate
Yeah.
is actually, like if you see, it's actually high. There is more cases amongst 50 to 58, but the highest deaths are 80 and above, and then 70 to 79, and then 60 to 69, and then 50. It like literally goes down.
Yeah.
Like
the younger you become.
And then 0 to 9, so far 0.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
The carriers, they're the ones who they don't get sick. They just transport the
Yeah.
body around, the virus around. Yeah.
And you know, kids, those snotty-nosed little ones. when
That's
they
why
have
the
it-
virus picked them to be the carriers. Like, aha, you guys will take me everywhere. Alright, let me read. let me read some more comments here. Elton Black, annual flu, malaria, and many other diseases kills more people than COVID-19 is expected to kill. So Maria's theory is a bit far off.
That's not correct.
Lamek Kanjoshali. Stop moving. I really wish it will come to their mind to disinfect all of them before giving them to the nation. It's a reply to this comment. I don't trust these foreign donations. What if some equipments are infected to spread the virus?
Yes, Viva Swapo.
Mother Earth is purging herself. Good morning, Ricky Klassen. Stock market conspiracy. Hey. Gold trade relations between China and the USA. Josin Dapewa saying Maria makes sense. Ina Oshimbunmi Goro Buai. The doctor from Wuhan to expose the virus who eventually died of the disease was only 34. He was young. No one is talking about this. Is this the case of reinfection?
No, he died because he was assisting. Before we really understood this virus,
Yes.
he was assisting patients on a day-to-day.
And also, if you know the Chinese government, then you don't know what conditions he was being held in after he got, apprehended for spreading the news before the government was ready to do so themselves.
Exactly.
But in any case, Ndovu Nunyonga. Communicable diseases that can be transmitted from one person to another. Never.
Communicable.
Yes. Don't ask
Like
again.
a community disease.
Tatinawanes, Idris, who tested positive, is not even wearing gloves nor a mask. Plus, he sounds very calm and collected in his video. Namibians must not panic and create a Wuhan among
PRO.
themselves.
Public relations, Idris.
This is the best time to buy shares in MTC, guys. Everybody's online now. Madala Shikwambi. Neville is really afraid of the virus. He even went to visit his mom in a long time.
Hey, Khanji.
He's already there with the groot uncle. Triple Kanganjo. Okay. Easy to your question, or I guess easy answer. The older you grow, the weaker you become, and your body doesn't regenerate itself anymore. For example, young people don't have wrinkles, but they develop as they grow. Others, meaning they what? When you grow old, your bossy or your body, my broer, will not be able to regenerate itself to keep it growing. I'm not reading comments anymore.
Okay, I don't have any wrinkles
I
yet.
wanted to say something to the people that are saying, yeah, well, AIDS is worse, malaria is worse, Ebola was worse.
Yeah.
First, let me make it clear. For example, Ebola, from 2016 to 2018, right, which is 3 years, the stats, deaths, was 11,000. Over a period of 3 years, just a little over 11,000. Ebola alone, right? If you think about coronavirus, in 3 months, we have close to 6,000 deaths right now. In three months, guys. Forget what you know. This is 3 months. And if we don't find treatment for it, right? How our figure is going to look in another 3 months? In exactly 6 months, we would have experienced deaths like nothing else. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, by the way. I'm just trying to give you an idea.
Guys, Spain declared a state of emergency over the weekend. France is heading in that direction. Like
South Africa declared.
Yeah, over 8 EU states that closed their borders over the weekend and during the course of yesterday. And plus, viruses like HIV/AIDS you actually have to go look for.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch it by accident.
Yeah.
Ebola does not have such a long incubation period, so the virus doesn't spread so quickly
Most of them
without
don't.
being noticed.
Yes.
This COVID-19 can spread quietly infecting like a whole community before you start, picking up on what is happening. Like I said yesterday, by the time we wake up, it's going to be when people start flocking to the hospitals. Only then will we start thinking, oh, smack on so.
And just to add to it, I generally find with communicable disease, they kind of do discriminate. It's usually the most vulnerable are the poor, the most vulnerable are, it's usually a certain area of society, right? Because they do discriminate in that way. Well, hello, Corona.
Don't discriminate.
Everybody is fair game.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Fair game.
Hello.
No holy cows.
He doesn't care who you are. But think about in 3 months, the death toll, global. We're not talking, it's not even confined to one area. Because usually with like malaria or Ebola or this, you generally find that it's confined to an Africa, it's an African problem, or it's a Congo problem, like DRC, like Ebola. This is spreading. It's everywhere.
That's why I like that Zimbabwean minister.
Khan.
That's a belief, Khan.
Paulina Ndatelela, the Namibian nation should stop wearing gloves because they will transmit the virus more. Imagine having one pair of gloves and you are dealing with hundreds of people without sanitizing. Which is why I was asking you, did you wash your gloves? Since I can't wash, did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
You've been touching other stuff outside and you come in here thinking, I'm safe, I can touch everything, but then
now you just transferred it to this day.
Yes. By the way, there was a video clip of a press conference in the States, right? NBA player. And he was joking about how he could be infected. So before he walks out of the press conference,
the most useless masks ever, and you guys were told by them.
Before he walks out of the press conference, he decides he's going to touch all the mics. I thought most no hat. It's like wow, touches everything. Like 2 hours later, they announced the guy is positive. So Mlim and Mike's unlucky as a belief.
You saw that guy? That guy from that country.
Sorry, jy iets gesê. Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
The Labor Act says, Natasha, please, the Labor Act says if I feel unsafe, I'm allowed to leave the workplace with full pay.
Lester, question. Since we can't greet each other anymore, if we elbow bump, is elbow bump really safer?
No, foot. Do it on the foot. I agree with the foot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do, but a lot of people do elbow bump.
Just don't touch me. Huh? Just don't touch.
But is it, I mean, come on, the sweaty part of your body is...
No, it's not about the sweat.
How is this going to get on my face?
But that's what I'm saying.
The elbow can't get on my face.
What is your problem? Don't touch me.
The foot also can't get on your face. You can rub your backs against each other. It also won't get your face. Just don't touch each other.
Maria, we touched. Yeah.
I almost said I hope one of you gets sick.
Imagine that becomes a threat. It's over. I hope you die from
corona. I tell you, Nate.
Tronics, what's your comment?
And even in my business of doing things, I think since this thing escalated the last couple of days, I had like 3-4 events that I'm hosting. And you try to find some humor in this crisis. And there's just no humor coming. You know, you can touch on it on stage, but people are like, no, true. If you're not scared.
We still have footage of you from yesterday morning.
Huh?
We still have footage of you from yesterday morning in the studio.
No, of course.
Because looking so depressed, it's much lighter today.
I'm sitting there, you know what, and yesterday, you guys think I was like depressed. No, we're really sitting here trying to absorb all kinds of information yesterday. And I was really, and Maria, you came with a lot of information yesterday. And I was really just sitting here just to try and, absorb all of it. Because I think information sharing is important. And it was no place and time to be joking and, messing around with right. Of course, people expect you because of your persona. You need to have the same persona every time. But I was really just listening yesterday. I'm not depressed about anything. But it's just important to.
This guy made it a point to make sure that I read his comments, so let's read it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you are employed by one of the testing facilities. But in any case, good morning, fam. We are also waiting for a 20-year-old girl test results that works at the guest house where the Romanian couple slept. She said she had direct contact with them and she was tested on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Verstanji.
But can you actually be making this? Isn't this confidential information?
Oh, no, it's fine. I think it's fine.
No, but
I'm
actually not even sure.
It's actually you're breaching code. Quite literally, you are breaching.
Maybe the guy doesn't even work there. Maybe he's just got some insider information.
That's why. Yeah. I say inside information that's fine. But like we tested is like, me bro.
Hello, come tell us. Did you test the president? Come tell us.
And how come Donald Trump's results are not coming out yet? He's been tested a few days ago.
That's it.
Aye.
No, I mean Khan. Like, get off.
He will not leave.
Yeah.
He will be re-elected. Democrats are too weak.
If the Democrats elect Biden, then definitely.
Biden or your boy, what's his name?
No, but like for candidate, why are we talking about the US?
It helps to divert a little bit to other issues. It really helps. Because we can't just corona the whole time.
So have you like in the run-ups, who would you have put your vote behind? Sanders or Biden?
You know what? Biden looked to me to be the stronger candidate in the beginning. And he sort of lost his pace somewhere.
Because he's a liar.
But then he picked it up again, I think, in the last couple of weeks. But I'm telling you guys now, I don't see the Democrats pulling this off against Donald Trump. I would love for Donald Trump to eat humble pie and to lose the presidency. But I don't think either Sanders or Biden is strong enough, knowing how conservative.
Why you guys are talking about the U.S. presidency when yesterday we had the
we announcement.
Near the U.S. politics. That's politics is on the bread.
No, we're coming to that. So in closing, Trump will win. Now, quickly talk about yesterday. This is very interesting, Maria.
It is.
And I think we've debated this. You made a couple of statements yesterday on WhatsApp, with the merging of
By the way,
ministers.
before we go on, Tronic Shiweda is saying she was on the Herero radio today at 6 a.m. I don't work there. I'm just sharing some information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, Aqaba decided. Jy kan gaan. Ja, lyk so lank. Ek en Maria praat gou hierdie storie. Ja. So Maria, let me sit here.
Where is this guy going? Really?
No, let him go.
This unprofessionalism in this studio needs to stop.
So Maria. So Aqaba decided, he's coming out in full force now.
Was that full force now?
Nee, it's full force.
Hoe is that full
Hoe het julle gedink? You thought Aqaba will just sit back?
No, think about it. No. Think about
what
it.
the people are saying.
He trimmed the ministry to 19 now, after mergings and creating new ones. 19 from 26, right? Mm-hmm. Great. Hats off. And then also removed advisors to governors. Governors, 14 governors, advisors. So 14 advisors are gone. But.
Maria, stadig net gou. So the governors, he does away with all the governors.
No. Advisors.
The advisors to the governors.
Yes.
Aha.
So each governor had an advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Those have been done away with.
Okay.
All right. Trim down the ministries to 19, meaning his cabinet will be 19 plus the AG that will be attending meetings, but will not have a sort of ministry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 19. Now, if you think about it, I think during Pohamba, I stand correct, I need to find that figure. I think during Pohamba's era, we had 22 ministries. 22 or 21.
Mm-hmm.
And the current president...
He ballooned
it to
26.
So he's kind of trimming down. He's basically trimming down on himself because he created those portfolios. But here's the thing. There was a fundamental thing that we're all complaining, which is Prime Minister, Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister, and that's it, right? Those ones, he's maintained all those. And we never understood why you would have a president, a vice president, a prime minister, and a deputy prime minister.
Yeah.
Those 4 he's kept. And so, and then his advisors he's also kept. That was also another thing that people were complaining about. He's also kept those. So it's like, okay, but how much are you doing actually?
But don't you think, Maria? I think maybe I wouldn't say for the wrong that was done by ballooning it back then. The corrective measures, he's taking the corrective measures now because he's got 5 years to really restore the economy. I think in the midst of the drought, this new coronavirus that we're talking about now, don't you think it's a step in the right direction?
It's always a step in the right direction. I commend it, but this is what I'm still saying. When he took over 5 years ago, we were still going through an economic recession. We were already experiencing drought. We were already preaching the fact that we need to cut back.
Yeah.
Not balloon, right? But everything that was created during that time was created for a prosperous nation that we were not. To balloon the cabinet, to balloon, parliament, to balloon parliament. That was the first thing. Then to balloon your cabinet by creating new portfolios. And then to have like 2 deputies in some like poverty eradication, 2 deputies. Come on. You understand what I mean? And then instead of working with the model of just president, prime minister, and then you create even their new portfolios. Okay? Like, think about it. A prime minister is really your deputy, right? A prime minister is really a president's deputy.
It's a president's deputy.
Yeah, it's a president's deputy, but you have a vice president. You know what I mean? And the deputy has a vice. So it's like, what is actually the role? But then you have the person that is a deputy prime minister, also has another ministry at international relations.
Yeah,
it was just a mess.
Yeah.
So yes, are we happy? And then the hundreds of advisors. You know what I mean? So are we happy that he's doing this? Of course we are.
I think maybe the advisor issue was very questionable, especially I think everybody just went. Those alarm signals just went off when those advisors came about, because
his advisors, not the governor. I think the governor's advisors was something that was created during the Pohamba administration.
Yeah.
But he got his own advisors. He's keeping those, by the way.
He's keeping those.
He's keeping those.
Okay. So, Kibes, what is your opinion on this?
On what? What are we talking about?
And just by the way, the advisor thing, let me just add to it. Advisor is like, why do you have ministers? They should advise you. Like, if I'm a health minister, I should advise you on health.
Maria, what is that about?
What?
No. Exactly what you're saying, because that's always been, I think, the question that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have an advisor if you have a minister?
Yeah.
Who's answerable to who here?
Like Desiree Matthias, she's the advisor for youth, which is my area. So, for example, there's still a lot of questions. What does she actually do? By the way, I say this, when I say this, I'm not saying she's not doing anything. I'm saying I don't know what she does. Because we still have a Ministry of Sports and Youth. You understand? And I would think Utoni that is there should be the person.
Oh, Erastus,
yeah. Should be the person that is advising the president on those matters. So then the question is, what is then the role of Desiree? What impact is Desiree doing for the youth? And I'm youth, I want to know. I like I say, I'm not saying she's not doing anything, but quite literally, I don't know. If you ask me now, what has Desiree done for the youth? Kandishishi, and it's not because she isn't doing anything. I'm just saying I don't know.
Waripi Kambanda, Omes Hadako blinded in die debt, economic crisis, drought now, coronavirus, wanneer gaan Omes uit die debt?
By the way, why did you step out?
Het jy toilet toe gegaan?
Ek stel nie belang in julle se conversation hier.
Oh!
Yesterday, they announced the measures they're going to take for like the structures of government, and that doesn't interest you? This is not politics.
Hello?
Are you sure you want to hear what I have to say?
Yes, we do. Always.
That's why we are here.
Yeah.
It's
I have to
So
feed
why-
my
why do
family.
you
I have to feed my family, or just leave me alone, guys.
why did your emotions let your emotions run?
What I will say, right?
Yeah, what?
Especially because we are going through a serious crisis. I do appreciate that we have steady hands on the wheel, experienced hands, people who have been here, not necessarily the same kind of situation before, but they've been here before. And I can see that they're doing their best. And that is all I'm going to say. If you ask me any more questions, I'm going to stand up and walk out again.
Yeah, we'll ask you more questions. yeah.
Antagonist.
William Matsi says ministers are supposed to advise the president. I agree with Meme there. So, Jason Zaliki.
Yes, I guess. Most.
Yeah. So this thing that you're trying to flaunt, the Jiskama
I may own it.
What?
I'm a youth Zali.
Hello.
I'm a youthful Zali. I own it, bruh.
So how much money are we saving with these new measures?
That's a very good question. We don't know.
Bradley Kuvisep, it's a Cubase. Sini vir Agabani. Wat is dit die? Ja, ek sê jou net.
It's my president.
Yeah, it's your president.
It's my president.
Bradley Kuvisep, Maria, the youth advisor was on One Africa TV. You will find the 30-minute interview on Facebook on One Africa. You will see he share what she does and how she intends to improve her work in the next term.
So what was it that she
Yeah,
did?
can you
Buta
just
J.
Tell us roughly. Just break it down for us. Just Jay. So that I don't have to go watch for 30 minutes. You can tell.
Ja, Bradley. Buta J van Wyk, het iemand dalk die corona? What is this supposed to? Ja. Daai error wat daar so sit. Do you have the corona?
Beer, yeah.
Huh? Corona beer. Yeah,
I'm
Cuba is...
living on the wild side.
No, I do think, guys, mistakes probably, have been made. So as a result, the corrective measures are being taken. So, that's what's important.
I don't want to be like one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't, like critics, because that's what I am right now. But so yes, hats off to him. But of course, I feel like I still maintain more could have been done. Remove deputy or remove vice president. Those titles for me don't make sense. Remove those and maybe do away with some of the advisor, or just do away completely with the advisors. That's what I'm saying. I'm happy, but there's always a feeling in me that's saying more, do more. This Namibian, our population is so tiny. Like if you compare us to Botswana has been having a very small cabinet, small parliament, small everything, and they're doing better than we are. So we can really do more with less.
You know, what is that game? Musical chairs, or what do they call it?
Yeah, musical chairs.
It's like a game of musical chairs. It's like it's still the same people. Most of these people have proven themselves incompetent, and they've made you look bad, Mr. President, for your first term. They made you look bad. And you're putting them back in place. I mean, I don't know what is going to happen at the eventual swearing in of the new cabinet, who's going to be who and who's going to be where. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But for now, honestly, I would rather just watch and drink my tea.
Puxie Aerodynamic Ananias. QJ sit op die verkeerde plek.
Let me help read some
Hey,
comments.
Kapoeks was mee.
Bradley says, today I just want to appreciate Bro Shines. You did a great job at the minister's briefing yesterday. Wararara was on point. You asked our questions, bro, until the minister had to tap out. Vandaag ignore ek julle. Wat? Die Shines dag.
Vandaag is Shines dag.
Oh,
En sê Maria, jy lees mooi Afrikaans, jong.
Yo.
Hey, Shines, big ups, man.
George Kambala says, George Kambala, is that the AR?
Yeah, he dipo hamba.
Yes, he says, it's strange how we're applauding a fish for swimming. The question we need to be asking is what is going to happen to those public servants in those ministries that are merged or discarded? Was this the best solution in this time? I don't understand. Are you saying that we shouldn't have trimmed because a lot of people will be left without jobs?
Yeah, just your muhu. What are you asking?
I'm trying to just understand, because it's like if this is what we're saying now, then it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, but then the policy of just employing people for the sake of employing them is also not helping us.
I don't think people. We already say we have like a bloated civil
service.
Yes.
It's bloated. It doesn't make sense right now. I mean, if you just take into consideration education's budget, like I think 80% of it goes to paying salaries.
Teachers, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Nelson Bartolome, morning guys. You are doing a great job. Have a nice day. Thanks, Nelson. Thanks so much. Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
Nelly.
Pardonke.
Kijk, wie jou likkie van hier af nie? Huh? Ene?
Yo, that's a long SMS van
Oliver.
Boron Tungula.
Ow.
Oliver T. Kweku
You guys remember
Muhiriro.
Boro.
Must I read Boro's comment first?
First, do you remember Boro?
No. Who's Boro?
Boro was here with Gun. One of the two guys from Gun that we interviewed.
Who's Gan?
Kanja, you
Hello,
associate-
Kanja.
Oh,
Yes.
Boro.
Hello. Ganja.
Oh, I even see his profile picture is like the Jamaican flag.
Yeah, bro.
Jamaica. Anyway, he says people won't die from corona itself, but also from corona-forced diseases such as heart attack and strokes. Okay? Rich people are losing billions and millions everywhere. Their blood pressure level is rising abnormally. Government put aside 11 million Namibian dollars and 50 million Namibian dollars to fight corona. Why our companies are not joining government to put aside money to fight corona? Trasco lost 14 billion to corona just like that. Can Trasco put aside 1 billion for government to fight corona before they lose another 14 billion? Otherwise, if corona increases, you guys, your company will shut down. By the way, how is the health of Trasco boss after losing so many billions to corona just that? But bro, you know what? QVR is on Facebook. So I think if you want to engage in him about his health and his stress levels,
You can ask him.
you can ask him directly.
And he normally
We are not
replies to
messenger-
He
we are not
replies, eh?
messengers.
to inboxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oliver T. Kweku Muhiriro, a presidential advisor on youth affairs, need to be someone with a qualification in youth development youth work. Just being a youth age-wise doesn't qualify one to be a youth affairs advisor. That's the biggest downfall, stagnating the progress of youth development in many African countries.
Don't get us wrong, guys. This was not like a review of the youth advisors' performance. We were talking about the advisors in general. We just made an example using the youth advisor. But we're just talking about, I mean, there are ministries who are supposed to be equipped to handle some of these things. And of course, who are supposed to be able to advise the president, as Maria was alluding to. And why do you need other people who are sitting there? So are these people liaising with the ministries who are actually dealing with some of these issues before they talk to the president? Or, ek verstaan nie.
And I mean, in all fairness, I must say, if he's keeping them, maybe they are working. I don't know, but I do understand when you put like together like a panel of experts or advisors, like when there's a crisis. So, for example, with the corona, you quickly put together like a panel of health professionals.
Yeah.
That makes up, let's say, 15 or 16, and then for the next 2-3 months, they're working towards solutions. That I get
The
in a
decisions
crisis.
go through the panel.
Yes, you understand. That I understand. If, for example, like the panel that was supposed to actually advise on the economy,
Yeah.
okay, that didn't really make sense because the economy suffering was a long term.
Yeah.
But okay, but still. if you
They
put
advised that
something-
we give 500,000 to create jobs.
Hey! Okay, that one was a long shot.
Yes. But you see, when there's crises, I understand
This
putting
country, I love
together a
this
panel
country.
of advisors. Great. Situation for situation, depending on what we're going. But to sit there like for 5 whole years, and I don't even know what you do.
On the back of what you say, Maria, Asino Kambikiti Erasa says, we don't want people that have been in the structure for 30 years. They are still in exile. Hey, Asino.
Some of them are. I'll give you that. Some of them really are. But then there are a lot of progressives who have been around for a long time. People who would actually benefit this country going forward. So your blanket statement is kind of unfair. But
you guys, I'm hyperventilating.
noted.
I'm so sorry.
Why are you
Situation.
hyperventilating?
Can you?
No, it's
like-
fine.
she's not used to being close to
Yeah.
No, I'm. Shut up.
But listen, guys. We've been speaking about politics now for the last 10 minutes. I find this very soothing not to talk about the coronavirus just for 10 minutes.
But politics is even more
But politics
stressful.
is more stressful.
No.
my guy. Never.
If I had to compare these two now, this is way less stressful than corona.
Yeah, because your chances of survival in politics are higher than of corona, but that's not for us. Us also strong. You understand? We are young.
Me, I'm going to carry you. Are in trouble if I get the virus.
Like what?
I can
How?
infect for you. I can fight it off. Can you? You said I told you about Jim Yalgada.
Arsenal football, 49-0. Telling you. Yeah, undefeated.
Was Arteta now?
No, he's back. He's
in
back at the
quarantine.
club. No, he's back at the club.
Oh, is he back at the
Yeah,
club?
I just saw now here on BBC that Tom Hanks and his wife is out of treatment.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, they said they were going to recover, but people
Yeah.
were scared because I think he has asthma problems, and the wife obviously just recovered from cancer. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
And they also have a lot of money.
they help Makisaki with coronavirus.
No, you can afford the best care.
No,
What
but
kind
there's
of-
no cure.
You can afford the
There's
best.
no cure.
No, there's no cure. But
like a
like
last
the
fighting
same
shot.
way they're helping some people and they're getting better.
And they
Obviously,
also
if you have
have a
access
lot
to
of
some of these
But not really. This is
ventilators
what I'm
and some
saying.
of
this.
this.
This thing is not discriminating.
Let me ask, how many ventilators do we have in Namibia? Because that is what they're using mostly to help the people who are having difficulty breathing.
My wife is not just a ventilator; she's a hyperventilator. Yeah.
So if we
I
had
have one at home.
if we had, for instance, 20 people at the hospital who were in need of ventilators, or around the country, let's not even say at one hospital, around the country, would we be able to handle that kind of load?
But Cubase, is that not a global problem at the moment? Because if you talk to any given country at this moment in time,
It is a global problem,
Yeah.
but then globally, not all countries are created equal. Some of them
No,
have
of
700, some of them only have one.
yeah.
Well,
You get what I
Italy,
mean?
We are
Italy, I
2.5
would
million.
think is more equal than us. But look at their death toll.
They have a
Hello.
lot, but then they're struggling with even technicians to operate some of the machinery because it's so freaking busy. Like everywhere you turn,
that's what I'm
what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
say. That's what we're saying.
Everybody's having it.
Now, if you've got the money, you can most fly to which country is not infected.
That's
It
a nice
looks
thing.
like the
This is
thing
what
is
I'm-
everywhere.
This is, what
Jamaica.
I'm saying. I saw on social media. I saw on social media a few tweets about that, about how you don't have the luxury to say, yeah, for once our leaders cannot be like, I'm going to Europe for treatment,
Come on,
or
I'm going to China. It's like,
I went to Cuba. It's like we're in the same boat. And this is what I'm trying to say. This a pandemic, it doesn't discriminate, Cow.
It's because it's such a simple virus, but it's causing so much damage. And it's going to be a while for the world to recover because even the financial hits that we were taking. Neville, remember just yesterday we were talking about just in this month, the stuff that you had to cancel and the amounts of money that you already can see that you're going to lose just for this month. Now imagine the lockdown is extended even. Or the disease gets worse. Obviously, less and less people will want to be doing, especially public engagements and stuff like that. So, it's gonna hit all of us one way or another. Taxi drivers are getting hit, but mense wil nie meer rondbeweeg, mense sit by days.
Gertrude Mwahi, Russia does not has much case. Your English, huh?
Somebody
Russia
was
does
asking
not
that
has
question,
much case.
actually. I was hearing that
Okay.
conversation. Russia and India, they both share borders with China and they have large populations, but somehow the virus is spreading very slowly, if at all, in these two countries.
But do you think Putin would even tell the world if there were cases in his country?
Him and,
But
him and Kim Jong-un will not tell anybody.
they are foreign nations. But those guys, their borders are shut down anyway. So.
George Kambala, waar is hierdie ding nou? Jy sien dis hoekom jy so moet kom sit. Ja. Franco Barros, great things. Guys, I like the show. Nangula, Ndino Shinge, Numbembe, those staff members will just be moved. I don't know which staff members is.
Or the ministries that are being merged. Yeah, so what is going to happen to those staff members, by the way? Are we retrenching them?
Hulle moet pensioen vat.
So we're going to retrench all the young people and keep the old people. Eh?
George Kambala, we trying to cut costs, right? So now you will have 2 PRO, 2 accountants, 2 executive directors. How effective is this going to be? You are still maintaining a whole ministerial structure. The only difference is that he is removing 3 people. Minister, DM, and advisor. Is this really effective? Franco Barros, Jamaica is free, guys. I think we need to ask them for advice.
You know what they're
Do you
going to
have
say.
any advice, Cubase?
I'm not Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
Contrary to popular belief.
But you look like a guest.
Leonie Strauss, vodka and spicy curry.
Yeah, also that is one of the things I wanted to
Stop touching your
address. I'm annoyed, I'm sorry.
Why are you annoyed?
I don't also understand.
Hello.
Hello.
So, like ever like since the outbreak, right? Especially since things got really real here in Namibia. Every freaking person you meet is a coronavirus expert. Everyone, guys, Chalamunet Oppo, asseblief. Daar kom jy by Neville en daar sulke goed. Wat is dit? Vodka and what?
And spice.
And
What?
spicy
curry.
curry. Yes, and then Maria tells you no, drink a biggie warm water. And Shine says, "Nee,
It
do
doesn't
this and
affect
do
black
that."
people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, please stop. Like this, just wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Guys, Snoopy Shikulo. And this is a bit, there's some humor into this, but it's also very serious. But I think there's a very good solution here. Yeah, wacht, Jay.
He's trying to sensitize
I'm setting
us.
them up.
Why are you massaging me first?
I'm reading the comment. I'm like, really, this doesn't
Mates!
make any sense.
Hello, you are not married, Maria. That's why the comment doesn't make any sense to you. Please. Mates, do you think I must get the rings on the room? After all, my wedding party is on the beginning of April. Advice, guys. This guy is
You
getting
think I must
married.
get what?
Okay, Snoopy is probably getting married. Okay? In the beginning of April. So the situation is, should his wedding continue or not? In light of the coronavirus.
So why the disclaimer before reading this comment?
To
This
put
is
it
what
into
I'm trying-
context.
No, man. Leave the
My-
comment.
Nee.
My personal advice would be, this is the best and only chance you're going to get to throw a cheap ass wedding.
Donkey.
Because otherwise you're going to have to invite like 300-400 family members. Now you can, it's like, no large gatherings. I just want the wife, the wife's mom, maybe her best person. And that's it.
Soretta is saying Cubase is not himself today. What is going on? See, everybody can pick it up.
Achaba is going on.
Bradley says, saw a meme yesterday that made me think. It said hunger kills a lot of people in Africa and that the cure is simply food. Yet you don't hear it more in the news, but corona does not discriminate, even the rich die. And this is when you see the news running around with it, because it affects the rich and can't be ignored, unlike hunger.
Ete, you guys, our time is up.
Cubase, what is... answer Soretta, please.
What
She's
is that?
asking, what is going on
What is going on how?
with you?
What do you mean?
She's saying that you are not yourself.
No, I am myself.
Huh?
I am myself.
Or did Achaba upset you?
So if I'm not myself, who am I?
No, yeah, that's what we are trying to figure out. Who are you?
I think that was our time.
I am myself. Our time is up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, but one last comment. ANC, I don't know if it's Ankh,
Josh. Yeah.
says corona this, corona that. Stay away from corona and follow the precautions. Namibia, you all need to chill. We will not chill.
Lees
This is
jy
a
aan nie,
pandemic.
Maria?
And then favored twin. So far, weddings will go on, but less than 100 gathering. Nice, you won't spend a lot. I think this one
Ima-
is
imagine-
White weddings.
In the States, right? In the States, they are advising, like basically more than 10 people is a large gathering.
More than 10 people.
Family.
Yeah. So back to apartheid
That's one
laws.
household in Africa.
Yeah. One room sometimes.
Kanjengo Zetman, we are this side of the north. Seriously, just stay there. Don't come here, please.
Never come. Kaufi, please come get this guy
There
out of
was
the
yellow
studio.
fever that we need to pass through water to come to your side. Yeah. Last one, favor twin. But I am wondering, uninvited guests at the village.
Oh, by the way, I was just saying with the weddings, especially traditional weddings, they do actually have to cancel. If you think about it, who does it mostly attract? The elderly.
Yes.
Why would you want elderly gathering in one space when you know that they're at risk?
Like I was saying, like guys, yesterday, weddings are not going to be such a big headache. It's easy to move weddings around. Funerals are more problematic.
Jy dood ons bury ons gaan is toe.
Ja, maar who knows? Like when uncle moet van die plas kom, and like the family in Angola also wants to come to the burial.
Well, let's hope we're not going to be a situation like Italy where people are dying left, right, center, because it will just be like they'll just throw you. They'll just throw you in the ground and keep it moving. Another one bites the dust. Next.
Kanjengo Zetman, let's attend weddings online.
Yes, yeah. There's a play button
Find
there.
me a husband now. I think this will be the best
Use
one.
the cordless mic and click on the play button. And then
And
we
us
can
in
go.
distance relationships, we are so happy now. I knew there was something about it. Yeah?
The
Please
only,
contact
the only
me.
people who are unhappy in long distance relationships are the ones who are cheating.
The ones that are faithful.
No, the ones that are faithful are never happy. They're always complaining about the long distance.
So how are we going to deal with Khochas now?
Get into long distance relationships, guys.
But you need to get together anyway, whether it's you in the long
There's no
distance.
technology on FaceTime. Elke dag. Who said, hi baby, how? So you're looking good, you're looking healthy.
But eventually we need to get together to...
You wear gloves and masks also.
You can send each other things in.
So how do we...
Look at how nervous just perks up as he's like even sy ore staan regop.
Is the brightest he's
Hannes,
been.
Hannes, asseblief toch man. Semi, you guys can't hear me there in the back.
Moet
Please
eens gaan,
come pull
moet
these
eens
guys out of the studio.
Maar dis toch in.
Ja,
Yeah.
kom ons gaan huis toe.
Okay.
My kids
Alright.
are alone at home.
Yeah, mine as well. All right, guys, that's the show today.
We will keep you updated. You can of course always keep coming to the Informanté Facebook page for all your coronavirus updates.
Yeah.
And we are back tomorrow.
Yeah, so stay safe. Practice good hygiene. Wash your hands. Don't
Please.
touch your face. And yeah, we're out.
Bas Johanna, don't touch your face. Don't touch your face. That's it, man. Come chase these guys out. You are not even covering your nose.
Send me in his useless mask.
I'm done with these guys.
The minister said that is a useless mask. Go put. People want to see your useless mask. Come.
Yeah,
Come stand this.
Come and say. Semi, why are you wearing underwear on your face?
Guys, cap on your faces. Just be warned.
But your nose is not covered.
No, my nose is open, but it's me. I don't mind. It's me.
Who are you?
By the way,
I'm not protecting myself. I'm protecting you.
by the way, Semi's mask. We're actually told that that is actually a useless mask.
It's a what?
It's a mask. Yeah.
This is
So-
what?
Your English
This
name.
one.
You
Useless.
say it in such a nice way. That is such a
No,
useless
since I had my
Guys.
tooth removed, I can't. I don't. have
Guys, the
full
show is
piece
over.
of
We can
my
have this
mouth.
conversation
Oh, sorry,
on
I
air,
thought
right?
we were done.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the Tuesday. Hannes Kaufman is up next on In the Mix. We've got Derkas coming up a bit later on the Info Drive. Don't touch me.
Never could not do that. That's why I
Hey.
stop.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.
The morning.